This is Pasco Made Easy with Senana. And in this video, we want to consider questions from WASSCE in core mathematics. So basically, we want to look at the various topics and consider questions that have come in the various topics in core mathematics, and then we'll be able to consider how these questions are solved. So let's consider the first types of questions where we'll look at questions on sets. So one of the questions that you see in the past question and then the approach that will solve it on sets is this question. So the question says that in a class of 20 people, 8 like robotics, 12 like computer science, and 12 like IT. Now 5 like both robotics and IT, 6 computer science and IT, 2 only robotics, and 3 like all three courses. Now A, we are to illustrate the information on the Venn diagram, and then B, we are to find the number of people in the class who like only IT, and then we are to find the number of people in the class who like exactly 2 types and then only 1 type of course. Remember to like this video, share the video, comment at the comment section, and don't forget to click on the notification bell and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get all videos on time. So now let's consider how we can solve the question. So when it comes to sets, one thing we must note is that sets must be represented in the notation form. So to be able to solve this, a simple thing you have to do is to put these in the notation form. So the question says that in a class of 20 people, right? So we'll represent this as a union. So we can call it n into bracket u, which is equal to 20. And let's put into brackets union for emphasis. You don't need to write much to describe it. Now, 8 like robotics, so we can represent the robotics with R, so capital R, and N represents the number, right? So when we put N at the side here, it represents the number because this one they've been given to us in terms of the number. So this is 8. Then we can put robotics there. Then we have the number who like computer science, right? They are 12. So we indicate computer science here, right? Computer science. And then N into brackets I, because we have IT as well, and they are 12. And then we'll say that is IT. So we've described all the 3 terms here: robotics, computer science, and IT. So now we can actually be able to look at the others. Now they say 6 like computer science and IT. So we can say computer science intersection IT, right? There are 6. And then 5 like robotics and IT. So robotics R intersection I. Because we've described what R, C, and I is already, you don't need to do any descriptions here, right? It doesn't really carry anything to do that. When you do it too, you are not wrong. So you can decide to do that. And then the question also says that 2 only robotics. So robotics only has 2 students or 2 people as the question requires. And then 3 like all 3 subjects. So all 3 subjects will be computer science, intersection robotics, then intersection IT. That will be 3. So without describing this or putting this in set notation form like this, please, when you draw the diagram, the Venn diagram, you will not get any marks for it. The Venn diagram needs to have a description indicating each of them. So now let's draw the Venn diagram. So we'll have a Venn diagram. We can draw probably a rectangular one where we'll put a rectangular Venn diagram here. Right, so let's draw our Venn diagram. So we have our Venn diagram here. And then let's represent each of the sectors with a circle. So we could put robotics as a circle here. Right, and then we'll call this R. And how many students or people like the R? 8. So we put 8 on the outside here. And then we can use another circle to represent our computer science. And because they have an intersection, they must overlap each other, right? So we'll call this side the computer science, and 12 students like that. And then we can have one here as well, which will be the IT. There are 3. So this is I. They are also 12, right? Now we can indicate the number of students who like computer science and robotics and IT, and those are 3. So that should be in the intersection of the 3, which is here, right? Now we have robotics only as well, which is 2. So that is this side. The section here represent robotics only. So 2 is here. And then we have 6 liking computer science and IT. This is where mostly students really find it very difficult. This one, they said computer science and IT. So this is where computer science and IT is. So we see the short dash lines. Computer science and IT represent this whole place, right? So imagine you have something like this, right? This portion is 3, and they are saying that the whole thing is 6. If you want to find this side, what do? You have to subtract. So it is 6 minus 3. So it means this side is supposed to be what? 3. So because it said computer science and IT is 6, we must subtract the 3, which is the all 3 from it, in order to get computer science and IT only. So this side will be 3, representing computer science and IT only, right? So this is 3 here. Then robotics and IT as well is 5. So robotics and IT, right? Okay, so the first one was computer science and IT. Let's put that in the right place. So computer science is here, IT is here. So it means we are talking of this side, this section here. So it means that the 3 should be here. So this whole section is a 6, right? Then we take the 3 from it. Now the robotics, which is here, and IT, which is here. That is this section. That is 5. So we take the 3 from it, it's left with what? 2, right? And then we also have robotics only, which is 2, right? So once we have that, now we can represent the empty spaces by variables. So let's use x, y, and z. So we can say let this side be x, let this side be y, and then let this side be z, right? Then once we are done with that, in order for us to be able to solve the B part of the question, where we are asked to find only IT exactly 2 times, anytime you are given a set, consider the circles, each of the circles, and see if you can find a variable x and y and z. So when we take the circle for robotics, right? So we can say for robotics, we can say that 8 is equal to 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus x, right? So we are adding all the ones in a circle here and equate it to the total number, which is 8 here. So it means that we have 8 to be equal to 2 plus 2 gives us 4 plus 3 is 7 plus x. And then we make x the subject to get 8 minus 7. And then x is equal to 1, right? Then we can also consider for IT, right? So for IT, we have 12 is equal to 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus z. So we have 12 is equal to 8 plus z. Then z is equal to 12 minus 8. So z is equal to 4, right? And then we also have for computer science, we see that for computer science, when we look at it, x has already been found as 1, right? So we have 12 is equal to 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus y. So it means that we have 12 to be equal to 7 plus y. So our y will be equal to 12 minus 7, which is 5, right? So we now have the portion for y. We know that our y is 5, our x is 1, and then our z is 4. So we have everything in the set for us to be able to find for our I, which is BI. So let's consider BI. So BI, we are asked to find the number of people who like only IT. So where is only IT? Only IT represent the Z, right? So it means that we can just write 4 people. You don't need to write much. And then II, we are asked to find the number of people who like exactly 2 types. So exactly 2 types represents this side, right? The portion here. Exactly 2 types here. Then the portion here, which represent the 2 types where the 2 intersects. Then the portion here. So we have 1 plus 3 plus 2. 1 plus 3 gives us what? 4 plus 2 gives us 6. So we have 6 people. Then I. You have to find the number of people who like only one type of course. So only one type will be the 5 here plus 4, which gives us 9 plus 2. So that will be 11 people. So in this question, what we have basically looked at is a question on sets. And one thing we must note is that whenever a set is given to you, first write it in a set notation form. And then once you write it in a set notation form, you are able to represent your sets in a Venn diagram. And then you get the areas where they have not been provided to you using variables like X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C. And then you are able to solve all the other parts of the question. So we'll consider another question on sets where we meet again. Remember to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you again.